This is VOA News. I'm Michael Brown. House and Senate leaders are naturally reacting along party lines to Speaker Nancy Pelosi's announcement of a Trump impeachment inquiry. Republican Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says Democrats are still bitter about losing the 2016 presidential election and have wanted to impeach Trump from day one.
They have been investigating this president before he even got elected. They have voted 3 times on impeachment on this floor. Twice they voted before one word of the Mueller report came back.
Meantime, leading House Democrat Elijah Cummings called Trump's alleged appeal to another government to interfere in a U.S. election an affront to the Constitution and a grave breach of his oath of office. President Trump addressed the United Nations Tuesday, highlighting some of the cornerstones of his reelection campaign. Margaret Bashir's reports from the UN.
With the 2020 presidential election campaign in full swing, Trump addressed 2 issues very dear to his voting base: trade with China and the flow of migrants from Central America into the southern United States.
The American people are absolutely committed to restoring balance to our relationship with China. Hopefully we can reach an agreement that would be beneficial for both countries. But as I have made very clear, I will not accept a bad deal for the American people.
And he had a direct message for undocumented migrants.
Do not put yourself in danger. Do not put your children in danger, because if you make it here, you will not be allowed in.
Margaret Bashir, VOA News, the United Nations.
And for details on much more news, as always, we invite you to join us at our website, that is voanews.com, or the VOA mobile app. From here in Washington, this is VOA News. Britain's Supreme Court ruled Tuesday that Prime Minister Boris Johnson's decision to suspend Parliament for 5 weeks in the crucial countdown to the country's Brexit deadline was illegal. AP correspondent Karen Chalmers has that story.
In a major blow to Prime Minister Boris Johnson, Britain's highest court ruled that his decision to suspend Parliament for 5 weeks in the crucial countdown to the country's Brexit deadline was illegal.
The court is bound to conclude, therefore, that the decision to advise Her Majesty to prorogue Parliament was unlawful.
This was the final unanimous decision read out by Supreme Court President Brenda Hale, saying that Johnson's decision to suspend Parliament unjustifiably impeded lawmakers from carrying out their constitutional functions. Opposition Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn said Johnson has no respect for democracy.
It demonstrates a contempt for democracy and an abuse of power by him.
Johnson himself reacted with disappointment at the final decision.
Strongly disagree with this decision of the Supreme Court. I have utmost respect for our judiciary.
Karen Chalmers, London.
Legendary opera singer Placido Domingo has withdrawn from performing at the Metropolitan Opera in New York amid harassment allegations. AP correspondent Mike Gracia reports.
The Metropolitan Opera has announced Placido Domingo has agreed to withdraw from his scheduled performances in the wake of allegations of sexual harassment made by several women in 2 Associated Press reports. Pressure had been building on the Met to cancel Domingo's 6 scheduled appearances. But last Saturday, General Manager Peter Gelb told performers after a dress rehearsal the Met was waiting for investigations by the LA Opera and the American Guild of Musical Artists to be completed before a decision was made. In a statement, Domingo said his Met career is over and that he strongly disputes recent allegations made against him. I'm Mike Gracia.
Rescuers are still helping earthquake victims in northeastern Pakistan, where a 5.8 magnitude quake struck Tuesday, killing at least 19 people and injuring more than 300 others. Authorities say the quake caused extensive damage to roads and buildings near the epicenter in the Pakistan-administered part of Kashmir. Tremors were felt in Islamabad, some 150 kilometers from the epicenter. And Tropical Storm Karen bore down on Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands Tuesday, bringing several inches of rain. Authorities wanting people to stay indoors. Puerto Rico is still recovering from Hurricane Maria, which hit 2 years ago, causing more than $100 billion in damage. From here in Washington, I'm Michael Brown, VOA News.